Hello friends. In the last few lectures, we have discussed how to calculate the exchange rate. Means in that we have taken the concept of ready rates where we have considered two currencies, that one will be the Indian currency, another will be the foreign currency, and in the foreign currency we have taken USD as the base. Because mostly that whatever the export or import that we have from India or to India, USD is the main currency through which the transactions are done. So generally, exchange rates are required in terms of USD. But along with the USD, there are other foreign currencies also which are having value more than USD or less than USD, and in which the rate of these currencies are not available in the local interbank market. Today in the lecture, we will try to discuss how to calculate the exchange rate with respect to other foreign currencies other than USD. That means we will be taking three foreign currency into consideration. One will be Indian rupee INR, other will be USD, and other will be other foreign currency other than USD. That means a third foreign currency also. Then we will try to take an effort that how the rate of exchange is calculated from other foreign currency into USD and then into Indian rupee. This concept is known as cross rate. The rule, the chain that is being formed is known as cross rate. So the calculation of exchange rate with respect to cross rates, that we will take up in today's discussion.
Good morning to all. Yesterday we were discussing about the cross rates. And as I told you that we are involved in conversion of foreign currency into Indian rupee, INR, or reverse, Indian rupee into foreign currency. In the previous few lectures, we have discussed and tried to understand that how the conversion will take place with respect to a single foreign currency, that was USD. As I told you earlier also, USD is the most powerful as well as standard currency which is accepted throughout the world without any condition. That means if you try to deal in buying and selling of goods and the payments are settled in terms of USD, no buyer or seller is going to refuse the currency, because that currency is having the acceptability worldwide. And mostly in the case of India, the major transactions of trade are done with America, which is having the currency as USD. So that is why that USD is mostly used, mostly considered for all type of transactions. In the last few lectures, we have discussed about the conversion of USD into Indian rupee and Indian rupee into USD. But along with USD, there are other foreign currencies also which are popular, having the high value and accepted also in the market. Like I can say Euro, Pound, Japanese Yen, Malaysian Ringgit, Australian Dollar, Singapore Dollar. These are the various major few foreign currencies which are always in demand, maybe due to the reason of trade or tourism, but they are demanded, and that is why they are accepted also. But their rates are not available in our local market. Local market, as I told you, local market means the market between the bank. Interbank market we can say, or local market we can say. The market which exists between the two commercial banks, between the two banks within the country. That can be say as a local market or interbank market. And dollar being the more accepted currency, so that is why the dollar rates are always available in our interbank market. Other foreign currencies rate may not be available. So what we have to do, that if suppose the customer approach the bank for buying or selling of Australian dollar, buying and selling of Australian dollar, and the interbank market do not have the rate of Australian dollar. So what the bank will do? Bank will try to approach the international market, that is the London market, and try to take the rate of Australian dollar. But in international market, keep in mind, international market will provide the rate of Australian dollar in terms of USD, not in terms of Indian rupee, because Indian rupee is not traded, not very good and popular in the international market. International market deal only with powerful and popular and easily accepted currencies. So Indian rupee rate may not be available, I am saying, may not be available in the international market. So what the international market will do? International market will convert, will try to give the rate of Australian dollar in terms of USD. Now our bank is having the rate of Australian dollar in terms of USD. Then after international market, our bank is going to approach the local market, that is the interbank market. And from interbank market, they will convert USD into Indian rupee. In this way, Australian dollar rates are calculated in terms of Indian rupee by approaching through international market, then local market, and then communicating to the customer. So when more than one market and more than one foreign currency is being considered for converting the foreign currency rate into Indian rupee, then that process, that procedure is known as the cross rate. Cross rate can also be considered as the chain rule. Cross rate can also be called as rule of chain or chain rule that we say. Because what we are doing, that we want to know AUS. We want to know Australian dollar rate, but that rate is not available in the local market. So what the bank will do? Bank will try to approach the international market. From the international market, they will convert Australian dollar into USD, and then USD will be converted into INR at interbank market. This will be the whole procedure that we have to follow. That means earlier, when the case was of only USD, then one market that we were supposed to tap, that was the local market or interbank market. But now, when the rate of foreign currency is not available in our local market, then our bank will approach the international market. From there, they will convert the rate of foreign currency into USD, and then they will convert USD into Indian rupee from the local market. So in this way, we can say that we are making use of three currencies, INR, then we are making use of USD, which is a foreign currency, and then we are making use of one more foreign currency, which can be any other foreign currency except USD. So what we can do, that we can name it as other foreign currency. Although USD is also foreign currency, but as we have to name the three currencies, so I generally try to bring these three names into discussion. That is Indian rupee, USD, and other foreign currency. Other foreign currency can be other currency of foreign country except the USD. So whenever I say other foreign currency, you easily try to get that I mean to say other than USD. All right, we can say like this. अच्छा निकला, other than USD. Other than USD. Other than. Right. So the situation is what? Listen very carefully. Suppose a customer approaches the bank for buying. All right, I will not take up that thing. I will try to give you some description with respect to that what we mean by cross rate. Like for example, I will give you the example itself so that you can better understand that what I mean the chain rule. This is from my book itself. For example, the rate of Saudi Riyal in terms of Indian rupee is not available in the interbank market. Therefore, through international market, Saudi Riyal rate has to be calculated in USD, and later through interbank market, USD rate in terms of INR. Such process of conversion from Saudi Riyal to USD and then to INR is known as chain rule. And the rate derived from such process is known as the cross rate. I hope I made you clear in this concept itself. Now, first of all, we will take the case of buying rate of foreign currency. As you are aware that again means we will take up ready rates only. There is a conversion of foreign currency into Indian rupee. But here, the same format will be followed as we have discussed in the previous lecture with respect to buying and selling. But in that format, we will try to make the involvement. We will try to make the involvement of international market also. In the previous format, we were making use of only local interbank market or interbank market itself, because we were making use of USD only. But now in that format, along with the local interbank market, we will try to make use of international market also. That means the cross rate will only bring the extension of the previous format with some little change in plus and minus. See, we make use of only plus, minus or multiplication, and the remaining is the logic. What has to be added, what has to be subtracted, what has to be multiplied, but with what, right? So here logic is very important that we have to apply. And as I said, that we will take up the case of cross rates. We will take up the case of cross rates, but under the cross rate, we will discuss the same thing. Buying and selling transaction. Buying and selling transaction. That means we will take up, first of all, the buying, and in buying also we will have again TT and bill, and then we will take up selling, and selling will also have again TT and bill.
So at the end, I hope that whatever we have discussed today with respect to cross rates, you must be aware that how, making use of three currencies, we are able to calculate the rate of exchange. In the next lecture, we will take up the buying and selling transaction in the concept of cross rate itself. That means, as you are aware, that whatever foreign currency that we try to take up, either the foreign currency may be 2 or 3 or 4, ultimately we are trying to calculate the exchange rate. An exchange rate, as earlier we have said, that it can be in terms of two type of transaction, buying transaction and sale transaction. So in the next lecture, we will take up the cross rates with respect to buying concept. Thank you everybody.